Welcome to a Thursday edition of Autoweek TV. Let's drop the hammer and take a hot lap around the auto world. Here's a look at what's going on. Mercedes-Benz has given us a first look at the redesigned B-Class small car that'll make its debut in Frankfurt next month and go on sale in Europe later this year. The new B-Class has more interior room, it's more luxurious, and it has more safety technology. Plus, it's going to get better fuel economy. Two more notes. Mercedes plans to sell this B-Class in the United States, and the B-Class platform will also be used for a small sedan and a small SUV. After weeks of speculation, today is the day Danica Patrick is expected to formally announce that she'll be moving to NASCAR in 2012. Insiders say Patrick plans to run the full nationwide series schedule next year, along with up to 8 Sprint Cup races. That plan keeps her eligible for Sprint Cup Rookie of the Year honors in 2013, when she plans to run in NASCAR's top series for a full season. Still to be determined is whether Patrick's schedule will still let her take another shot at winning the Indianapolis 500. Also in racing news, Willie T. Ribbs, who's the only African American to ever start the Indy 500, is climbing back into a race car. Ribbs, who is now 56, plans to compete in the Firestone Indy Lights race in Baltimore on September 3rd. Ribbs will drive a car entered by the Indy Lights team that he co-owns, but he hasn't driven a race car in more than a decade. Finally for today, we know that summer is dwindling away, and that's why we were glad to spend some time recently with a new Ford Mustang GT convertible. Here with a video driver's log are editors Greg Migliori and Ken Ross.
So Ken, this was a pretty sweet ride. We just took the convertible version of the GT Mustang for a ride. I enjoyed the heck out of it.
You know what, Greg? This is a beautiful car. It was an enjoyable ride. You know, we did some city driving, we did some highway driving.
Now this is how you drive a Mustang. You get on the expressway, you merge. This is definitely fun. You hear that engine a little bit opening up, drop down into fourth, you hear the engine react.
Yeah. This is what a muscle car does. Yeah.
Right.
This is a great car. You know, how much power does this have?
This is the 412 horsepower V8.
412 horsepower.
That's just outstanding. 390 some pound-feet of torque. That's all you need, I think, as far as a car like this. The curb weight's only about 3,700 pounds. So you're getting a really good, really impressive power to weight ratio right there. This is one of the best V8s I think a Mustang has ever had. We're excited to get to drive a car like this with the new 6-speed manual. Before they used to have 5 speeds. This, I believe, was last year actually. They add the extra gear for fuel economy and for performance. I think it totally delivers. Plus you get the nice cue ball shifter, which is just tons of fun.
Yeah, that is a great shifter on there. Yeah, and the interior is fantastic. The materials are a little better. Yeah, you're not upscaling it, like I said, like a BMW or anything, but it's a lived-in. You know, you can live in this interior.
It's sporty in the ways you want it to be sporty, like the steering wheel, this great leather, the stitching. I like this. I don't think this is really aluminum, but it looks nice.
Right.
That's definitely it's the things you want in a sports car, in a muscle car.
The exterior is great also.
Buff.
Yeah, and the shift coloring here is great.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of just a flat yellow, but I love the way this goes from like a goldenrod to a yellow. Yeah, this is an impressive car.
I think and there's very few things to find wrong with this car. It's stickers for $42,000, which for a sports car convertible, I think that's fair. Some people might say that's a little high for a Mustang. I think that's a matter of personal preference. The suspension, as we both mentioned, it's a true muscle car. That does mean you're going to be uncomfortable at times, but for me, that balances it out. As an enthusiast, that's what you want, but you should know that going in. Otherwise, if you're a fan of muscle cars, sports cars, I think this is one of the best ones on the market for the price. You feel like, I mean, not to beat the muscle car theme to death, but I mean, you feel like you're driving something fast that's meant to be driven fast.
I agree, you know, and you mentioned something about being a muscle car. It handles like a muscle car. It's stiff in areas, it lets loose in the back just a little bit when you press on the throttle.
The sun's in, doing about 65. It's comfortable, you know. This is what convertibles are great for.
Right. This is exactly what we need to be doing on a day like this.
Right.
It is a muscle car, and when you buy it, that's what you're going to get. Yeah.
That's what you're going to get. So this is Ken. I'm Greg for Autoweek magazine. This has been a heck of a fun drive, and that's the Mustang GT convertible.
Thanks, guys. Keep up with all the car and racing news every day with Autoweek.com and AutoweekRacing.com. And hit us up on Twitter and Facebook if that's your thing. I'm going to go see if we still have that Mustang. We'll be back here tomorrow. Until then, enjoy the drive.
Thanks for watching today's edition of Autoweek TV. Be sure to catch all the latest car enthusiast news on Autoweek.com, in Autoweek magazine, and in Autoweek's iPad edition.